Hey, everybody. It is Becky, Will, and John here to talk with you again today about all things digital advertising. One thing that the three of us were just discussing was the idea of running branded campaigns, running campaigns to have people find you when they're searching for your brand specifically, and whether or not that's something that we think you should be doing, whether or not we think it's profitable, and whether or not we think that that should be added into your overall ideas on what your return on ad spend looks like for your campaigns. So, John, can you kind of kick us off on what your thoughts are surrounding that subject?
Yeah, totally. I'd say this is one of the most common questions that I see come up, especially when we start working with a new business and we're thinking through strategy. And the question is, should we spend money showing ads to people who are searching for us on Google, which means they already know our name. So why pay money for that traffic if they're going to click on our organic result anyway? And I'd say there's a couple of considerations that you need to think through in assessing whether or not it's profitable to do or not. I wouldn't say that by default you should always run branded campaigns, and I would certainly also would say that you should never run branded campaigns. A lot of it comes down to what else comes up when someone searches your name on Google. So in many industries, many businesses, when someone searches your business name, your competitors' ads come up because they're targeting your name, or sometimes maybe your name is general enough that your competitors aren't explicitly targeting it, but Google's realizing that, hey, when someone searches for this, they're actually relevant to this over here, and so Google shows your competitor's ad. And you very much don't want your competitors being the first thing that people see when they type your name in. Even if they're looking for you by name, do you really want to give your competitor the opportunity to say, oh, we've got a better deal, or hey, check us out, that kind of thing? No, you want to capture all the real estate possible for your name. So if you've got competitors whose ads are showing up, then in most cases I would say yes, go ahead and run ads targeting your name. Generally, it's going to be really cheap traffic because your ads are incredibly relevant, super high ad rank, and so you don't have to pay that much per click. Still pay more than I would like, but that's Google these days. But that'd be one reason why you would do it. Other reasons come to mind as well. Will, I'll kind of turn it over to you, get your thoughts and see what you want to add to that.
Yeah, so in the same vein as just maybe what you might call brand protection. When someone searches for you, you want to be who shows up for that, and you want to make sure that you're capturing that space. We know that the SERPs page on Google is constantly changing as well. So depending on the type of business, even if you're the top organic result, there may be local business listings that are showing up on the map section or other things like that. And depending on where things are organized on the page, a sponsored post, having an ad running on Google Ads on the search engine results page is probably going to be the best way to make sure that you're at the top, whether other competitors are focusing or targeting your keywords or not, or like John said, if it's a more general name where they're not targeting you specifically, but because of the way that the keyword or search term is phrased, they're showing up as well. So it's a way to make sure that your customers or your potential customers are finding you and aren't finding their way to one of your competitors.
Yeah, so I'll hop in there. A lot of times when I'm talking to people about this, especially whenever we are doing evaluations, and even with some clients we have, just to play devil's advocate here a little bit, I know we have clients that specifically have said, I absolutely do not want to run a branded campaign. I don't want that to be something I'm spending my money on. What do we say to those guys?
Yeah, so we give them as much of the context to work with as possible. Hey, here's what's going to happen. Let's look at the search engine results page. If there's competitors showing up, here's what you're potentially going to lose by not running the branded campaigns. If there's not competitors showing up, then it's less important, I would say, to run branded ads, because if the first things that are coming up consistently are your company anyway, then that's good, and there might be an argument to not run branded ads. But we just kind of walk through those things with them. At the end of the day, we're going to do what our client tells us to do. So they say, hey, for whatever reason, we don't want to show up. Cool. We'll make sure you don't show up using negative keywords. Mm-hmm. But our job is to be that strategic partner and to explain, here's what this decision means and here's what it might cost you. I would say also too, another benefit that we see, even in situations where there aren't competitors showing up, is that you have way more flexibility and customization available with ads than you do with your organic result. So for example, if you are, running sales on a consistent basis, or you are advertising new products, and maybe you want to make people who are searching for your business aware, hey, we've got this new product line or this new collaboration or fill in the blank, go check it out. You can't really effectively promote those things through your organic listings because those are way more, set in stone. Google crawls it, it is what it is. With an ad, you can change ad copy all day long. So you can say, hey, we got a 20% sale for the next few days. You can say, hey, go to, click on this ad to go to this landing page to see this collaboration that you would never see from the home page if someone didn't see that ad. So that's kind of one other benefit that we'll explain to clients as well. And again, it really depends. We got some clients where they don't do those things. They're not running sales. It doesn't really matter where on the website they're sending traffic to. And so those, we have some clients we don't run branded campaigns for, and that's perfectly fine. It's really a case by case decision using that framework of ideas that we just talked through.
Yeah. So one consistent word that kept coming up through all of that, other than branded, was competitor. So Will, can you give us kind of an idea of what you're thinking about when we're running competitor campaigns for our clients?
It'll vary depending on the type of business you are, and if you're e-commerce or lead gen, there's different logic you want to follow there. But it's kind of the flip side to the conversation we've had here about why you would want to target your own brand name on Google Ads, or use your keywords and target those. For competitors of yours, you have the opportunity there to target and capture traffic that is very relevant to you. They're already looking for the type of business that you are, the type of product that you offer, the type of service that you offer, and so it's a great opportunity to get in front of that traffic. Again, you're not presenting yourself as if you are that business. You're clearly showing like, oh, here's who we are. Maybe here's why we're better. Our prices are 50% lower, or we have this sale going on, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of opportunities to be able to leverage that and get in front of traffic. So if it's a new competitor that just came up on the market that's getting a lot of attention, there'd be a good reason to target them. If it's someone that you're trying to capture more market share, that's one of the biggest reasons we typically, for some of my clients, will target competitors, is because we're trying to capture more market share. We're trying to take over more of that space. Where brand traffic is typically going to be less expensive, you're going to have a really high click-through rate. Typically, your cost per lead or your ROAS will be really great because you are that business. Typically, you would anticipate seeing the inverse of that for competitor campaigns. So not necessarily the same level of a click-through rate, for instance, and higher average cost per click, because again, if someone's looking directly for a competitor of yours, it's less likely that they're going to click on one of your ads. But at the same time, it's a great opportunity you'd hate to miss for such relevant, low funnel, low hanging fruit traffic.
Yeah, and I think one thing that we always make clear to people that we are working on competitor campaigns with, specifically if they are in the lead gen space, accepting phone calls, is preparing their teams for that possibility. So John, can you kind of fill us in on what we tell our clients to tell the people who are actually answering their phone calls?
Yeah, absolutely. So what happens often when you run ads that show up, people search for competitors, especially if they have call asset, which is the phone number that shows up before people even click through to the website. A lot of people don't read ads. They just see something and they tap to call or they dial the phone number. And so they may think, even though you did not in any way say in your ad, the competitor's name, you're not pretending to be the competitor, they may think they're calling the competitors because they tapped the first thing that came up. And so what we see work well, so we see the good and the bad. The bad is they say, hey, are you, ABC company? And the person on the client's end says, no, we're not ABC company. Oh, okay, bye. We lost that opportunity. The good way to do things is, hey, are you ABC company? No, we're not, but we have this, here's what we are, here's what we sell. Are you looking for a fill in the blank? We can help you with that. And so, don't use false pretenses. Don't pretend to be a competitor, but very quickly say, we're not them, but we can help you. We've got the solution you're looking for, and there's a fantastic opportunity. I think probably one of the best examples I've seen over time of this type of campaign working is in the house flipping space. You've got probably the best known brand in the house flipping space would be We Buy Ugly Houses. Billboards all over the place. You see their name all over the place because they do so much brand awareness. A lot of people who are looking for someone to purchase their home as is, they just type "We Buy Ugly Houses" into Google. They don't actually care if they work with Be Buy Ugly Houses. They just have a problem, and that's the name that's become associated in their mind with solving that problem. And so we've seen for a lot of house flipping clients over the years, they get a lot of traffic by targeting that keyword. Again, not saying we buy ugly houses, but saying we'll buy your home as is, saying what they do. And then again, people call, okay, cool, that's what I need. I don't care who I work with. I just need that. Boom, place the call and close the deal. And I've seen that be a massive driver of traffic in that space.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that both of those things are super important. And I do think there's a lack of understanding about each of them across the boards. So any final thoughts from either one of you?
The only thing I would add is this is something that you want to monitor kind of ongoing. So you may decide at the beginning of your advertising journey that, this isn't something that I want to do right now, brand targeting in particular, and then maybe a couple months later, maybe a year later, you realize, where is my traffic going? And you realize there's maybe looking at auction insights, maybe hearing from word of mouth from other business partners that there's a new either an existing business or a new business that started advertising. They've started taking away traffic from you. And so now may be the time to revisit that. And even if it's a known entity, maybe it's someone like, oh yeah, they're a competitor of ours. Maybe they've decided to change their strategy and they're capturing more of your market share now. And so don't leave that in stone. Let the data dictate kind of where you're going and the adjustments that you need to make. Make sure you're not missing opportunities there.
Absolutely.
All right, John, can I pass the torch back to you to close us out today?
Sure thing. If you're watching this, if you have any other questions about Google Ads, digital advertising in general, this is our bread and butter. This is what we do. We'd love to chat with you. Reach out through StubGroup.com. We can do a free consultation, see what your pain points are, what your needs are, and see if we can be a solution to, as we like to say, dominate Google Ads and make more money online. So until next time, John, Becky, Will, signing off.